So at one point, Eazy starts to get sick.
He never got sick though.
It just happened overnight.
It happened overnight. Like, you know, this was the situation. The Dog Pound had made the song "What Would You Do." They dissed me on a song, so me and my brother came up with a song called "Dog Pound Killer." Eazy was a part of the song. My brother wrote his verses again for that. So one day we was in the studio, me and my cousin who's sitting right here. The night before the studio session, he had a episode with his bronchitis. Because people don't know Eazy's voice sound the way it does is because his lungs wasn't good. That's why he projected that sound out of his voice. He came from the hospital, staying overnight in the hospital that night. Came directly from the hospital to the studio. And when he came, I think one of his groups, Hoes with Attitudes, and some other people had ended up popping up. So when he came to the studio, they was like, "Oh, we want to talk to you, whoop-de whoop whoop whoop." So meanwhile, I've been there for 2 hours prior. Song playing over and over and over. I done smoked all my weed. I was kind of mad. Like, so when he popped up, I'm like, damn, man, like, hurry up and come in here and do your part. Because he already knew it. He just had to lay it. So he's like, give me a minute. I'll be in here. I'm like, all right. I go wait around, come back. I'm like, E, come do your shit, man. Like, come on. Well, give me a minute. I'll be in there. The last time I go to get him, he's sitting in the hallway on the floor wheezing, taking little bitty breaths like this. So I'm like, damn. So I get down on the floor next to him. I'm like, man, what's happening? He was like, man, this asthma is fucking me up, whatever. So I guess on the way in, he went to the clinic. So he had these inhalers and he tried to take them out and, use them. And he seemed like he was getting better, and then it just progressed worse. And then after a while, I was just like, nah, because he started sweating and shit. So I went and got the bodyguards. I'm like, man, y'all got to take him to the hospital. Like, something ain't right. So they came, they picked him up, put him in a car, drove him to the hospital. Later that day, comes out on the news, he was diagnosed with something. But prior to that,
that's the same day he goes to the hospital, they announced on the news that he had AIDS?
The same day.
So how did you feel when you heard that?
I was like, what? Like, I don't know, man. I had so many thoughts. Like, initially I was kind of like, I started thinking about everything. Like, damn, like, nah, I'm like, something ain't right about that though. Because my little brother's father died from it, but he was a heroin addict. And when he had it, I seen the way his health deteriorated over time.
Yeah.
With Eazy, it was never the case. You know what I'm saying? Like, he never had no episodes of, getting sick and have to go into the hospital to recover and all. Never that. So he just went from having it and dying from it. You know what I'm saying? A matter of weeks.
Did you go see him in the hospital?
Yeah, I went to see him initially.
Okay.
Because after a while, they started, they put him in the first room he was in. Then they was letting people come. Then when you came back, they had more rules. Okay, only these people can go. Then they put him in a different room in another place. Then only his mom can go or his father, and stuff like this. And it was just, it started getting too hectic and I stopped going.
So when you initially went to go see him, he was still talking and everything?
Still talking.
So what was that conversation like?
It was just like, he was just like, man, he was scared. You know what I'm saying? As anybody would be, he was scared. And I think that, honestly, I think he knew it was something more. Like, to be truthful, I think he knew it was something more than him just popping up being sick. Although he couldn't really express it, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think he would say it in front of any and everybody, but I can kind of tell that he knew it was something more to it.
I've talked to a lot of people about this that are close to the situation. I talked to Lil Eazy, I talked to Bone Thugs, I talked to different people. I mean, I talked to 187, Big Hutch. Everyone seems to feel there's a foul play.
Even to this day, none of his kids, none of his baby mamas, his mistresses, nobody has came up with HIV or nothing like that. So, I mean, just rationally thinking, some had to go on.
Eazy would just leave for, 12, 13 hours at a time, and she just wouldn't ask questions, and that's just how their relationship was.
Exactly.
So I'm sure Eazy maintained a lot of girls.
Absolutely.
Even after Tamika and so forth.
Absolutely. And none of them have came up.
None of them have said Eazy-E gave me AIDS.
Exactly.
I'm suing.
There's a state. You're right.
You see what I'm
which
saying?
would make sense.
Which would make perfect sense.
Yeah, exactly.
When I talked to his daughter,
Yeah, there's foul play. Ain't no doubt about it.
There's a foul play.
Yeah.
And I think the reason why a lot of people think there's the foul play is because of the Suge interview on Jimmy Kimmel.
This is a new thing, right?
Yeah.
See, if somebody gonna do something about it,
Right.
technology is so high, right?
Right.
So if you shoot somebody, you go to jail forever. So the kids, you don't want to go to jail forever, right? So
Right.
they got this new thing out there. People sell them all the time. They got this stuff they get blood from somebody with AIDS,
Yeah.
and then they shoot you with it.
Oh,
so
well,
the
that
death
seems
don't happen.
bad.
That's
Yeah.
a slow death.
Yeah. Yeah.
An Eazy-E thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, no.
Yeah, that was strange. That was very
You
strange.
remember watching that?
Yeah, of course. I just uploaded it on my Instagram not too long ago. Just the fact that he said that and where he could have got the information from, I have no clue. But that's how most of us feel. That's what really happened.
You felt that Suge had something to do.
I don't think Suge is in a position. I think he just was made privy to it by somebody in a high place. You know what I mean? Like whoever he dealt with, maybe gave him the rundown. But I think that that's what happened. I don't think it was him though, to be honest.
Yeah, Lisa.
Yeah,
It was crazy to actually say that on national television.
that was super crazy, and nobody ever followed it up and looked into it.
Well, what can you really do though? I mean,
Ain't nothing you can do, but at the same time, like if it was me, if I had the authority, I'd have exhumed this body and really, you know what I'm saying, and really like checked. You know what I'm saying? If I had the.
How long after the Eazy dying did Suge do that interview?
I'm not sure.
Yeah. Were you with Ruthless Records when the incident happened with Suge and Eazy in the studio and stuff like that?
No, I came right after.
You came right after.
Yeah, right after, because that was initially when Dre left. We came right after Dre left, but not soon as he left, but a little while after.
A little while after.
Yeah, and that situation happened already.
Well, I remember we had posted an interview with Jerry Heller, and he actually confirmed the story of how Eazy met with him and said he wanted to kill Suge.
I said, what's going on here? And Eazy said, you know this guy Suge Knight? I said, yeah. He says, well, I'm going to kill him. He said, this guy's going to be a problem, and I think I should kill him. And I said, let me think this. I said, let me think this thing through.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jerry
Suge, they tried to bully him. He told us the story. He said that Dre called him, to meet with him to sign over, sign him, get him out the contracts or release him or whatever. But when he get there, Suge was there. So they was in a hotel room. Suge had dudes hiding in the closet under the bed. And when he get up there, Suge locked the door. All these cats come from under the bed and out the closet in the bathroom with guns. You know what I'm saying?
And Dre was in there?
Dre wasn't there.
Oh, Dre wasn't there at all?
Nah. Dre set it up, though.
Okay. So
because he didn't hate Dre. You know what I'm saying? As people try to portray, he didn't. They was friends once.
Yeah, they were really close friends at one point. So you're telling me that Dre called Eazy for a meeting.
For Suge, though.
But when Eazy showed up, Dre wasn't there, but Suge was there.
Suge was there. Yeah.
Which, when you look at their relationship, this is not a stretch.
Yeah, of course.
When you look at how Death Row operated.
Yeah, so when they did it, I guess Eazy was smart, so he didn't put his real signature on the paperwork, and that's why he never held out.
So you're saying that they pulled guns out on him?
Yeah, absolutely.
And basically said, sign this.
Right.
Did Eazy get beat up like the movie show?
Nah, hell no.
No.
They didn't touch him.
They didn't touch him?
Nah. Not at all.
But Eazy, I heard before then, never moved with bodyguards.
No, he always had bodyguards, but...
Well, but you didn't know him before then, so I guess...
No, but he had bodyguards before then.
Yeah.
Like, if you even look at some of the videos, like, if you look at the Always Into Something videos, bodyguards in the movie, like, the bodyguards that he had has been with him forever, since NWA days. Even Suge was a bodyguard over there back in those days.
Right, okay.
You know what I mean? So it was always bodyguards around, but he wasn't necessarily the person to roll with him, like, everywhere he went.
Okay, but a meeting with Dr. Dre to sign over contracts.
Yeah, but I guess he probably figured that was once somebody that I cared about. And then you got to understand, the whole time the beef was going on, they both lived in Calabasas near each other, to the point to where when you go to Eazy house, you could see Dre house down the street. You know what I'm saying? So if it was really like that, you know what I mean? Like, it would have been worse. The situation would have been worse way before that.
Okay, so he showed up. They pulled guns out on him. So Eazy told you the story, like
Yeah, he told us. Absolutely. This is how we got all the information about
yeah.
the situation that happened with Dre, the situation that happened with Cube. The whole NWA stories came from his mouth. We never met these people.
Okay,
Yeah.
so he signed over the contract with a fake signature.
With a fake signature.
And then I'd heard right afterwards he basically filed paperwork
Absolutely.
that said that it was done under duress.
Absolutely.
And it was an invalid
Absolutely.
kind of thing.
And he ended up getting 20% of everything that they put out for
Okay.
the next 6 years, and they couldn't do nothing about it. Anything Dre produced or made over there, yeah, he got paid for it.
How did Eazy feel about Dre and Suge after that?
I mean, I think he probably disliked Suge more, but I know he never really hated Dre. I think Eazy was thriving, like I said, on the controversy because he knew it was gonna sell records. But I don't think he hated Dre. Because if you notice when he did the interview with Arsenio, because we ended up being on Arsenio like in early '94, right before his show ended, and Arsenio was like, you know, man, why don't y'all just make up and get back record? He was like, I'll do a record with him. So that lets you know he didn't really hate the dude.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the fact that he lived down the street from his house, you know what I mean? So if it was really like that, it would have been a worse situation.